As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
I don't need the spotlight. I shine just fine.
Hi, I'm Karma, and yes, I am a bitch.
Bruh, bros.
Dorit implies that she wants to just ask Kyle about it. And why I do like Erika in certain moments is because of stuff like this. It's her night, right? She's dropping her single at the Viper Room. She's having a party for it. She flat out tells her, tonight's a great night. Do it tonight. Bring it up. That'd be great. Blow it up at my party. Ask Kyle if she is texting your husband. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so I like that she just leans into the chaos sometimes. So that's a point for her. But we get to the Viper Room briefly, just so we can see Kesha.
Why not?
Do you need these moments where there's like celebrities there?
Well, I like Kesha.
I like Kesha too. I think she's awesome.
But I think that's like part of the allure of Beverly Hills. They throw it in there sometimes. Yeah, you just kind of throw it in there. It's like names that you recognize to begin with, and then you throw in somebody like that. I think it was just so Kyle could make that comment, though. Oh, she's a musician, and I like her, and she's my friend. Everybody started talking. It's like, shut up. That's not why we were talking about Morgan.
Not even remotely. If you made a music video with Kesha in lingerie making out, maybe we'd have some questions. But
probably
you did that
still not. Probably still
I don't think so. You know,
I think we all have PTSD from that fucking Morgan Wade stuff that I just wouldn't care.
Yeah, but like, I guess my big problem is she's so tired of talking about it. Stop bringing it up. The first instant you have to make a stupid joke about it, you do with Kesha. Yep. It's like, shut up. If you don't want to talk about it, we don't care. Like we're all, I think I speak for everyone that we're over it. We're over the Morgan Wade thing. I'm glad we're not discussing it this season. So
she said that we're not discussing it. She said we're not going to talk about that.
Fine.
And then you make a joke about Kesha. You can't have it both ways, Kyle.
But that, I mean, that's her MO. That's her MO though. Like she wants her way, and her way shifts back and forth all the time. That's why she got tired. That's why I got tired of her. Let's not forget 3 years ago when we started this whole thing. Wow, it's going to be 3 years in 2 months. That's pretty crazy. But when we started this whole thing, I was like a staunch Kyle Richards fan. I would have followed her to the end of the earth. And then she had a horrible season 3 years ago, a bad season last year, a bad season another. She's had a terrible run recently. And I think that it's starting to be fairly apparent. Like, because last year she was so checked out. I didn't even think she was coming back this season. It looks to me like if it's not Kyle's way, she doesn't give a fuck. And like that's one of these things. This is a perfect example of it. Stop talking about the Morgan Wade stuff. But I'm going to make a joke about Kesha involving the Morgan Wade stuff. Yeah. It's like, shut up, dude. If you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. But don't make the stupid jokes. But anywho, we get to Sutton and Jennifer Tilly beforehand, and Sutton's already feeling the heat a little bit. She's like, I'm a little bit nervous because Bo said that I was weaponizing Dorit's pain. And she's questioning whether or not Dorit's in Bo's ear. First off, yes, Dorit is in Bo's ear.
Yes.
But she doesn't need to be. Bose has been there to witness this stuff. You did not come out looking great the Camille night. That was a bad thing to say. You clearly see that she's hurting. You had a one-on-one with her to tell her that you want her to confide in you, that you're there for her. You're going to help her get through this because you've been through something similar. Great conversation. But fast forward when she's not doing that and you get frustrated because you're not in the fold, you throw a dagger out there. You weaponized her pain. And Bose called you out on it. Everybody's sitting there. The whole entire circle, when you said, you're not mad at me, you're mad at your life, the whole group went, ooh, literally everybody. Yeah, so
even your friends.
Yes. So no, Dorit's not in Bose's ear. I mean, she is slightly, but she doesn't need her to form an opinion about you because you have not given her a great first impression. You've shown her your bad sides, and Sutton doesn't have all bad sides.
Not all bad sides.
Not all bad sides.
But she is like a serial will not take accountability person. There's a lot of those on all of these shows. So I'm not going to knock her down just because, it's consistent with other shows. But she doesn't take responsibility for any of the stuff that she said. She should have had a visceral reaction to everybody saying, "Ooh, what? You can't fucking say that." And then she does something even worse a little bit later in this episode. And it's like, you're not going to get an actual apology out of her because she doesn't realize why it's actually bad. She's just said what she thinks everybody else was thinking in the first place. And she thinks that she's got some honor in that or something.
I guess.
But to think that like Dorit's in Bose's ear in this moment because Bose is talking about you weaponizing what she's going through against her to just prove a point. Like, it's just not
Did you change
worth
how
it.
you said that because you didn't want to say weaponize her pain again?
Yeah, I did.
Did you do that intentionally? That felt intentional. Yeah, wow.
It was intentional. But she just like, she doesn't realize that what she did was wrong. So now she's looking at other people like, why are you mad at me for saying that? It's like, because it's fucking hurtful to Dorit, and we can be upset for her.
Yeah.
It's an empathy thing, I think, maybe, that Sutton's just not getting, and she never really understands when she puts her foot in her mouth and she says stuff like that. And then you never really believe a Sutton apology either. It's always just like, I said that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hurt you.
I believe that she is sorry. I just don't know if she always grasps the gravity of
she doesn't get it. She never.
But I do think she's sorry.
Yeah, but she doesn't know why saying that is wrong, and that's
But is it the problem, or is that the beauty that is Sutton and why she's entertaining?
Oh, it's the latter for sure.
Right. Yeah, that's all. But they get to the Viper room. And of course, and I don't know why we're not getting more of her. We need more of her. I hope that I guess we're only 6 episodes in, but I'm crossing my fingers because everyone there, like for the most part, most of these women have not been to the Viper room. You know who has?
Yeah. Who?
Jennifer Tilly, because she's playing poker in the back room.
Yeah.
Give me these fucking stories. I want to hear about Jennifer Tilly.
She's just a friend of.
She's so cool. She's the coolest.
She's got a great life. Yeah.
Like I love Jennifer Tilly. I am like, she might be my favorite castmate on any show right now. Like, and I just want more of her. I need more of her. The 2 houses next to each other in wherever the fuck, Bel Air or whatever fancy place that she has, those 2 houses, the party house, then the chill house. I need more Jennifer Tilly. And I want to hear the Playhouse.
Call it what it is.
It's the Playhouse. But I need more.
She's so funny too, because like, I don't go into each episode when I prep myself for an episode. I start thinking about the storylines of everybody involved and all the people on the show. I never think of Jennifer Tilly before the episode. And then during the episode, I still don't really think of her. And then she'll pop up and say something kooky. I'm like, oh shit, Jennifer Tilly. Right. I forgot about her. And maybe that'll change if she continues, but she's a delight this season.
Yeah, she's
because
awesome.
it just changes the way I look at the show.
Yeah. And I think, we talked about it. I forget when, but asking why it's taken so long to get her on this show in this capacity. And I think that we both agreed that had she come on last year or the year prior, it would have been a waste because those seasons were so shit that I'm glad they saved it for a season where we're enjoying it so we can enjoy Jennifer Tilly. But she has been a standout. Like, she really is awesome. But the minute that Sutton sees Bose, because there's a little mishap with her bracelet, it gets stuck, and she's like, "Oh, are you weaponizing?" And I'm like, "Oh no, don't fucking say that. What are you doing? Like, that's not how you bring something up organically." No. But in Sutton's mind, it is. She's like, "I'm just gonna address this right out of the gate. Don't weaponize at me, haha." And Bose is like, and this is why I love Bose, because she's so calm, cool, and collected. She's like, "Oh, I'm not. Like, don't worry, I'm not." And she's just saving it. Like, she's going to have a conversation with Sutton that is different than the one that we see in this episode if this continues. But that was like the quintessential Sutton moment where it's like, please don't walk up to her and say it. Please don't. Oh, you're going to do it. You did it.
Yep.
And then you double down on it. Just please don't do this. But I can't. It's like a train wreck. You can't look away. And it's awkward as shit. But what I do appreciate, though, is that immediately Bose wants to just get this out of the way. I don't know if Sutton initiates this conversation. I think she does. She's like, "Can we go talk real quick?" And Bo's like, "Yeah, let's do this." And she's like, "Look, I didn't like the word weaponize. And this is also a flaw of Sutton's. Just because you don't like something, right? You did it. You put yourself in these spots. You can't then say, I don't appreciate that." It's like, well, Dorit didn't appreciate what you said, and neither did anybody else in the group. But the funniest retort, and I think that this is why Bose is so great, is because when she says I didn't like weaponize, Bose's response is just to explain to her what weaponize means. Yep. She literally just, well, what I was saying was you took what she said and you used it against her.
Which Sutton immediately takes as, I need to be on the defense here. I got to tell her that I've got a great vocabulary. And then later I'm going to show it off with cordiality. You know, that's what that was, too.
Yeah, I know what that was. She's like, I got a big word saved for later. Boom, there it is. I'm surprised she didn't. I'm honestly shocked she didn't say it and then just look at Bose. Just like,
I was
wow.
looking. I'm not gonna lie. I did a little backtrack just to make sure. There wasn't like a dart of the eyes over at Bose to see her reaction. I really wanted that. God.
I wanted a wink. Cordiality. Told you. Like,
Did you hear that?
dude, it was just the first thing she says to her was like, it wasn't meant to hurt her. It's like, yeah, but it did. And everybody else there thought it did. And you're nervous that the newbie doesn't like you because she jumped to a conclusion. But again, you're giving her the evidence because you're showing the bad sides. You're not showing the fun sides. There are fun sides to Sutton. I love Sutton. You know that. And I think that she's great. I think she's entertaining. I do think she's extremely nice. I do think Sutton's a nice person. I just think she gets caught up and instantly defensive. And again, I bring it all back to her just wanting to be included. I think the defensiveness comes from feeling left out or comes from feeling like she's outside of the group. So I think that this is another instance of that because, okay, here's a newcomer. Shit, people are in her ear. They're going to think that I'm this way, but I'm not this way. She's going to think this. I got to do damage control, but Sutton can't do damage control. She just does more damage. So that's what you're seeing in this scene. But what's nice about Bose is she doesn't escalate. She doesn't, get irritated. She just has a conversation. But to me, it felt like one of those where she's saying one thing to Sutton, but in the back of her mind, she's saying a whole different thing.
Yes, 1,000%. I think that she's just trying to keep it cool and collected for now. I think that she's playing. We always talk about playing the game. I think she's doing it the right way. She's still in recon mode. She's still getting warmed up to the idea of being a housewife. She's not popping off immediately. That's a good opportunity to pop off on Sutton. Be like, why are you coming over to me? You just insulted her. She's in the lowest point of her life, and you expect me to just lay down and just take it? No, I'm not going to take it. Fuck off. She could have popped off if she wanted to, and she didn't. And I like that. I appreciate that because that's not the type of scene that, like, even though we know you can do it and maybe you should do it, you can hold on to it because there's going to be a lot more chances with Sutton. Let's be very honest.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think we're going to see it eventually because even in her confessional, she's like, I'm starting to get the vibe that Sutton, what did she say? I wrote it down. She appears to be peaceful, but maybe she's either Delulu or calculating and evil.
Yeah.
So tough descriptions, tough adjectives there. Yep.
Delulu, probably a little more on the nose, but yeah.
I would go more with Delulu than evil. I don't think she's evil. And so
not fully Delulu, just
no, she's just Sutton Delulu. It's like her own brand. I think that's the best way to describe it. But we get Erika's performance on stage, which is not a performance. It's them playing the track and her saying, come on, get up.
I was very confused because when she was getting ready for this party, or even when she was talking to Dorit about bringing it up to Kyle, she's like, I don't really care. I'm not performing or anything. I just get to go in there.
On stage. I was like,
then she got on stage and I was like, wait, what the hell? And then the song starts and I'm like, what is she going to do during the song? Just put her hand up in the air and dance around and make a couple of woos? Yes.
Give a couple of
exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what she's going to do. And she did it very well. And look,
it's great.
This is the thing about Erika too. She's in such a better place with herself. And obviously she's trying to figure out how she lives now. She wants to figure out how to get back to being wealthy. That's for damn sure. But she's having fun and she looks like she's happy. So that's good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good. Good for her. We'll see. She needs to do more for me.
Yeah.
She needs to do more. Like I like her when she's good, and like the scenes with her solo, they're nice. Like you've had this crazy past few years, you're trying to get your shit together. You are making more money, so you get to redo your house. Oh, I actually really like her house, by the way. What?
Also, really dumb moment by me.
So
the song is called Domino or Dominoes.
Yeah.
I thought that the party was sponsored by Domino's.
You're a fucking moron. What? Dude,
I thought that
the lyrics are like fall like
no, I know that. I know when the song started and I heard the song. I was
that's
okay.
You thought she made a jingle for Domino's?
When she was sitting down talking to Dorit, she had said, I want to make sure that this night is about me. It's about all of this. And Dorit agreed. And Dorit even said, like, make sure it's about Domino's. And I was like, the Viper Room and Domino's she put together. And I'm like, does Domino's sponsor this event? Like, what's going to happen here? Are we going to see like a pizza mascot or something? I didn't know. And then she started singing. I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking moron.
Wait, I need to dig deeper. Did you think that before you got to the Viper Room, when this was Dorit and Erika talking, and she's like, you make it about Domino's in the Viper Room, whatever. Did you think that it was just an event that Domino's was sponsoring, or did you think that she had made a song for Domino's?
No, I didn't think she made a song. That was great though. Fuck.
Wait,
Wait, who's to say that the song isn't for Domino's, by the way?
hold on. From Suzanne Brown, this is the perfect drop in. Well, she wants a pizza party.
And that's what she got.
Well done.
No,
Well
I
done,
thought that
Susan.
they were separate things. I thought that the party was at the Viper Room, sponsored by Domino's, and it was about her new single. I didn't put 2 and 2 together and realize that her new
Until
single was called
Domino's came on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you
All
know
right.
me with housewife songs. I don't fucking care. They're all trash anyway, so I don't really pay attention.
Wow. Good as gold. Oh, that's not a housewife song.
Good as Gold sucks too. You know it.
It's, yeah,
Deep
I know. I'm
down,
just fucking with you.
deep down, yeah.
How many streams do you think that has on Spotify?
A couple million just from
It's got to, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What was their
What
other
about
one?
the 7 remixes that they did?
Only the punk rock
Fucking
one.
yeah, the punk rock one, emo night.
Ah, God damn it, that fucking season. Fuck that show. I'm so glad that they're done. I hate,
Yep.
I can't. If I swear to
too.
God, dude, I swear to God,
Don't.
if the transplants ruin the Valley, I'm going to fucking lose it. I love the Valley way too much for them to go over there and ruin that show. And you got Jeremiah heading over there. I
Hey.
don't even know what his real name
Hey.
is.
Hey, we got a show to do here, pal. We got Beverly Hills.
Well, this is what happens when you bring up VPR.
I brought up Domino's. You brought up VPR.
from Domino's.
I brought
to
up
Sheena.
pizza.
Yeah, we got the
You should be
Sheener.
getting hungry, not angry.
I'm both now. I'm hangry,
Yeah. Mhm.
Daddy. But anyway, let's get back on track here. We're at the table, and Dorit comments on the dresses, and this is the kind of shit that I hope when Kyle watches back, and this is a fool's errand, but I hope that when she sees these things,
You're already wrong. She's not watching anything back. She
That's a
said it
good point,
before.
too.
She doesn't watch.
she doesn't watch the show. Right, you're right. But there's moments where it happened early on in the night. Dorit said something and she made a face. And then in this moment, Dorit's like, I feel like I should have that dress on. Like, and then Kyle mocks her. That's literally what your whole relationship was and why Dorit is now fed up with you. It was like everything. You do it to Sutton too.
Yeah.
You don't take them seriously to their face. And we watch it at home and they want to be your friends so bad for so long that they brushed it off. But you saw Sutton snap last year. You got Dorit snapping this year. You don't treat people with respect. There's no mutual respect with Kyle Richards. And I think that comes with, you got to be like, maybe like Kesha level, like then you get some respect. Like maybe it's a celebrity thing, a status thing. I don't fucking know, but she seems to think that she's above everybody on this show. And it appears in these moments, and it's small. It's not that deep, but I do think that is a big reflection of all of her relationships that we see that fail because you don't take the people seriously. They're trying to have a serious relationship with you and you mock them incessantly, or you like she'll mock their voices, she'll mock what they say, their mannerisms. We see it all the time. And when you keep doing it and I keep highlighting it, I'm like, all right, well, this is why you don't have any friends, because you treat them like shit.
Right. No, you're fully on the nose with that one. That is perfect because I thought the exact same thing. Now, obviously, I didn't think that Kyle was ever going to go back and rewatch this and think, wow, bad behavior was really bad there. Because she doesn't go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, she doesn't watch
and even
anything.
if she did, she is not going to think my behavior was bad there. She thinks she's justified. Or it goes back to our first theory, and she just doesn't want to be friends with Dorit as it is. She's just she's on to bigger and better things. She's only talking to musicians now.
Yeah, only Kesha level musicians. That's it. But they start talking, and Dorit rips the band-aid off immediately and just asks Kyle if she's spoken to PK, which I like how she said that. It's not, hey, are you guys like texting each other? It was, have you spoken to him?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did she think this makes it better? Because I think this makes it worse. Where she's like, it's just memes and jokes. Like, it's not about you.
Now, do
like,
you
that's
think
fucking weird?
Do you think they're just sending memes back and forth about like going through separation?
No, I
like,
genuinely think that
bonding?
PK's a fucking creep, and he's sending her memes, and she's just hearting them, and then he sends her another one because he's being a gross creep, and he thinks that she's hot. That's what I think.
Here's what I think, because during the course of this conversation, Kyle changes her verbiage a couple different times, and when Dorit asks a little bit more on the nose, like, "Hey, did he tell you anything about like what's going on? Like, was he being irrational? Like, we just went to couples therapy, all of those things." She said, no, he didn't talk about any of that with me. So it indicates that they're talking too. It's not just memes.
Oh, you're right.
So I think she's downplaying it. She's downplaying it to, oh yeah, her fucking daughters probably taught her this. Like, oh yeah, he's just sending me memes and I'm just, hearting them. Like, just try to downplay it all the way. But when you get caught in a lie, you tend to misspeak, and she misspoke right there. She said, no, he didn't mention that. It's like, okay, what else is he mentioning then? Because you don't talk about it. If you doubled down and said, Dorit, all he does is send me memes, and every once in a while I'll send him one. If you left it at that, then that's what it was. It's still weird as shit. But bizarre. You can leave it at that. But once you start opening the door about talking, then it indicates that you're talking. So I think that they are talking.
But they, like, my big question too is like, Mo, are you cool with this? Like, this is fucking weird. They shouldn't be having this correspondence.
Mo's probably high as a kite sitting next to PK on his fucking weird leather couch in his man cave, and they're just giggling about things. And he's like, yeah, send that one to Kyle. That'll be kind of funny. I don't know. When's the last time you went over there? I don't know. I haven't been there since she wanted to like paint the rooms or something. And she wanted me to take the fucking dogs.
Can you believe it? She wanted me to take this fucking dog. I hate that dog. I bought that dog to shut her up.
$15,000 couch over here. I can't have a dog on it.
Yeah, this is where I get the checks. Yeah, you ever bring a dog in the F shack? Get the F out of here. That's what I think. Yeah. Look. Oh, here we go. Thank you for this, Candy. Candy Fardo, you made me look up the stream numbers. Original Good as Gold, just shy of 650,000. Okay. Apple's just over. Oh, wow.
Giving them too much credit.
Yeah, I thought that you would have way more than that. That's actually kind of a bummer.
That's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I thought that you would be in the millions just from like ironic listens, but whatever. Yeah. But anyway, back to these two idiots talking to each other. I think Dorit, it's fairly straightforward for me. And it's fairly straightforward. Yeah. She says, you're texting my husband when you and I are not good, and you're not telling me about it. Mm-hmm. Period. That's it. That's 100% it. You were friends with Dorit, and then we're friends with PK because of Dorit. I'm not saying you don't have a relationship with PK, but your friend that is married to him is going through hell right now, and her defense is, well, you didn't tell me that. We're not talking. It's like, bro, you were sitting at the party at your house where shit popped off, and Sutton said that you're not mad at me, you're mad at your life. You can clearly see that she's going through a ton of shit. And no one is stupid enough to not know that if you're texting her fucking husband on the sly without telling her, that's inappropriate, and it's going to upset her. But instead, she goes to the defense, well, if you don't like it, then I won't do it anymore. It's like, that's such a fucking cop-out. You should say, I'm sorry, it was inappropriate. I should have told you. I shouldn't have done it because it's fucking weird, and that's my bad on me. Granted, there's some paparazzi photos of Dorit leaving Mo's F shack, but that's neither here nor there because this is the show that we're talking about. We're not talking about
PK's probably staying at Mo's house and she was going over because they're still married and not separated, but
or PK sitting in the cuck chair.
Hey, oh, there you go. Bring back the cuck chair. No, and look, I think that everybody sitting at the table is thinking the exact same thing. Some of them have said it over the last couple of episodes. Some even said it in their confessionals tonight. If this was Kyle and Kyle was Dorit and Dorit was Kyle, this would be a nuclear situation.
World War III, dude.
The end of the fucking show. But instead, Kyle can't wrap her head around why Dorit's so upset about this. Like, you just can't. And you go to the newcomer with Bose, and Bose goes, yeah, you broke the fucking girl code. Like, what?
And then she wants to say, I'm a girl's girl. It's like, fucking when?
You're not.
What are you kidding me?
Never have
been. Not one time. No, you will always throw somebody under the bus if you're put in the crosshairs because that's what you do. You don't want to admit that you're wrong ever. Even your apologies like this in this moment. I won't do it anymore if you're not comfortable with it. No, don't do it because it's inappropriate and you should not have done it in the first place. That's all. But she's so Kyle that she says stupid shit like this. It drives me crazy. And then to say I'm a girl's girl to try to like tie a bow on it's ridiculous. No, you're not. If you weren't, you wouldn't have texted. Like, this sentence is nuts, dude. If you were a girl's girl, you would not have texted your friend's potential ex-husband whilst they're separated because that seems
you would think
pretty objectively inappropriate. But I mean, what the fuck do I know? But again, she goes with we're not good. And Kyle's like, well, I didn't know that. But she says, we're not good, Kyle. We're not communicating. I have 2 small children. And then Sutton, like, dude.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You can't shield the kids forever. It's like, what? Rule number 1, leave the kids out of it. Rule number 2, what are you doing? You want to give a better impression to Bose? Like, what are you doing?
I think this was like a strike at, because Sutton starts talking, or she was talking about how, yeah, I wanted you to lean on me because I've gone through all of this. I wanted to be a friend. It's like, yeah, but then you lashed out at her like immediately the first chance that you got. So no, you can't do that. You can't lay on that. I think this was Sutton saying, this is the type of advice that you're not going to get from me because you're not leaning on me. I would have given you this. I'm going to give you this nugget for free. You can't shield them forever. They're going to find out. It's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Well, it's even, I mean, I think you might be right because the way that she tries to explain it away, she's like, it's the same conversation we had on the boat. I'm like, no, it's not. On the boat, you were nice and telling her that you know what she's going through and you'd be there for her.
Now it's like, I shouldn't lean on you because this is the type of advice I'm going to get. I don't want that.
It just furthers my theory that she feels left out.
Yeah.
Because Dorit's confiding in Bose. Dorit's confiding in Erika. Sutton tried to be that person for her and she didn't go to her. So now I think that she's giving unsolicited advice with some stank on it because then she reels in. She goes, I'm just telling her, I'm trying to give her advice. I've been through this too. It's like you just told her what to do with her kids in a really shady way. Leave the kids out of it. Everybody there says like, oh, dude, now Bose really hates you.
Garcelle watches our show. Because she said rule number 1, leave the kids out of it.
Yeah, we've been saying it for years.
There, but yeah,
Yeah, no, that's exactly what she said. As the Brav Bros said, rule number 1, leave the kids out of it. They cut that part. You guys didn't see that part, but that really happened. And Sutton's response, and this is what she does when she gets backed into a corner, because of her own doing, by the way. She says, what have I done to you ever? Well, you insulted her and made her feel like shit at Kyle's party, for starters. You just talked about her kids right now. I don't know. It seems like there's a few things that you've done to her recently, and I think if we go back in the annals of RHOBH over the past few years, we could probably find a few more. So, tough defense. Again, this is what tends to happen. She gets a little rattled, a little frazzled, and things get a little hectic, and she doesn't know how to work her way out of it, so she just says things.
Yeah.
But that's also why we love her. That's why she's entertaining. I mean, it's just like the Sutton effect. You never know what the fuck you're gonna get. Like truly, you don't know which way it's gonna go.
So much to talk about too. It's great.
I know it always does, but you get a whole explanation from her of what she was trying to do for Dorit. I wanted you to confide in me. I told you I'd be there for you, and again, pretty cut and dry for me. Why would I confide in a person that's kicking me while I'm down? And Sutton gets so upset that she's like, you know what? Forget it. We aren't friends. We're not friends. I'll be cordial. We'll sit at this table. I'll be cordial. Cordiality. Wink. Bose. I'm cordial. You seem it. Screaming I'm cordial is like the same as screaming I am calm. You're not cordial.
Nope.
You're Sutton. And that's okay. But this is you're trying to make a better impression with Bose.
Well, I think this is, that's part of it. I think the other part is we watched this show for years and Sutton was in everybody's crosshairs. She was the target of so much. You can call it bullying. You can call it whatever you want. She was getting kicked down at every opportunity that she couldn't even speak. She was just pushed away. And in the last couple of years now, in the last year and a half, if you will, she has been unchecked and she's getting stronger. And maybe maybe a strong Sutton isn't great for her because now she thinks that she can just say whatever she wants and nobody's really going to bat an eye. And I think that that's going to be a rude awakening for her. I think that now, again, we said it in the beginning of the episode, I think she's going to be on an island because she can go against Kyle. She can go against Dorit as much as she wants, but she's not getting any more team members. Everybody's just going to kind of stay out of it because of the way that she talks to people. So it's going to be a bad spot for her to be in for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree. But Kyle decides to step in and redirect the conversation back to Dorit and says, look, we've made progress, and the progress they've made is minimal at best. Like they had that conversation when they were down at the beach or whatever, and they did move forward a little bit, but they haven't really made any solid progress.
Right.
That's where Bo speaks up and says, I mean, you went against girl code, and I hate this defense. If that bothers you, I don't need to do that. That's not the apology that you need to give her right now. No. But the worst part is you go to a confessional and Kyle's like, where's this coming from? We were good. And now she has to go and dig this up and use this against me. It's like, she didn't dig this up. You're the one doing something wrong. This is Kyle Richards to a T. She does something stupid. She can't see why it's wrong. She takes no accountability, points the finger the other way, gets into an argument. She gets backed into a corner and she goes, I'm done with this shit. And she walks away. And then she goes to a confessional and she says, I'm not going to talk about it. And that's the Kyle that we've gotten for 3 seasons. It's why she has become irrelevant to this show, which is crazy to say. But I'm so sick of this, like, checking out of things or not taking accountability for things, acting like she's never wrong in things. Like, just an iota of accountability would do her such a huge favor, especially in all of this bullshit, because we're watching at home. I don't see how she has any kind of argument in this. There is no defense of why you're texting her husband. That's fucked up, especially because you didn't tell her about it. Like, what? Like, at the very least, say, hey, PK reached out to me.
Yep.
That's all you got to say. And then you have this conversation. But you got caught, and now you're defensive, and then you say she has to go and dig this up when we were good. Then stop fucking texting her husband, you weirdo, and then she doesn't have to do this shit. But just drives me nuts. And this is exactly what she does. She ends it with the Kyle move. I'm done. I'm done. I've tried to fix you. Weird Freudian slip. I tried to fix it with you. What the fuck do you want from me? And she raises her voice, and Dorit, she's done with the voice raising from other people. She's had it. She's done. She escalates to a whole different level, rightfully so, and pretty much says, fuck you. You're not going to say fuck you to me. Fuck you, Kyle Richards. Fuck you. Fuck you. We get a quick cut, and you hear a glass break. I don't know if that's going to turn into anything, or if that's just some fun. What's the Foley artist? Noise. It's a Foley artist. Yeah, they're the ones that make sounds. How you like that? Yeah.
So you know that, but the only other thing that you know from ballet is pirouette.
I know a lot of really random facts, but I do not know about ballet, despite my opinion. Yeah,
that's okay.
But yeah, I mean, look, it's a good episode. It's a good episode. As we've talked through it, I see what you're saying. There's a lot of pitfalls that could happen with this season.
Yeah.
There's definitely some places that this could go south in a hurry. I don't want that to happen. I think that Bravo as a whole, we've said it before, Bravo is better when Beverly Hills is good, because it is a cornerstone show. Like, you need Beverly Hills for everybody. Like, this is one of their biggest, if not their biggest show. So we needed to do well. I want it to continue doing well. I see where they could slip up. I hope they don't.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would say it was obviously a good episode. I would say it's a good season, but we haven't seen an episode in 3 weeks, and I don't remember. So I can't tell you how I feel.
Yeah, but you know what we can do? We can go to our very patient audience who's been commenting along this whole time, and it's time for some questions. So get your questions up. There's a 10-second delay, so we'll just sit here and look pretty while you guys give us some preguntas. Ready, go. That's your looking pretty face. It's like, I don't like it. You look like Luigi. It's like,
which Luigi?
This is from earlier, but I like this one. From Zoe Kula Play. Didn't Sutton tell Garcelle that Kyle said Dorit knows that PK and I talk? What happened to that? Maybe she was alluding to, like, when everybody was cool back in the day.
Yeah, I don't remember that though.
I do, now that she said that. I read that.
Okay.
I do think that, but I think that is in reference to when all four of them were friends, like, you know, double dating and stuff. I think she was aware of it. So I think it's a little different when they're separated.
Yeah, fair.
Let's see. From Amy Donnelly, what are your thoughts on To Be Continued? I don't really think about it. They don't, like, every time we get those, it very rarely
hit really hard, and now.
Yeah. It doesn't really, because we get to the next episode and it usually is like, it fizzles out pretty quick.
I think they do it too much now.
Yeah, I do too. I think they've abused the TBC. Oh, I like that. From Beth Sheehan. Do you think that Sutton is jealous of Bose?
I think Sutton really wants to be friends with Bose and thinks that maybe the opportunity has slipped out because of something that Dorit put in her ear, but really it was just Sutton's own doing. I think it's a friendship that she wants.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's friendship. I think the jealousy stems from seeing Bose make friends with people, but I don't necessarily think it's like straight up jealousy. I think it's jealous of friendship. Yeah. Not that Sutton doesn't have any friends. It's just I do think she feels left out of things.
Yeah, I agree.
From TK, are you bothered by how Erika is handling her relationships in the group? Do you feel like it's two-faced? I don't.
Not two-faced.
Yeah, it's just that Erika Jane, like, she'll be your friend, but she will also call out when you're being an idiot, whether it's in confessional or to somebody else on the show. But at the same time, when she's called out for it, she tends to take accountability. She does say like, yeah, I said that.
I wonder if she's being cognizant of the show and like what she's doing, because I think she is trying to, in her real life, better herself. But
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about the comment of why don't you do that tonight to Dorit talking to Kyle at my event, that kind of goes a long way. Like, whose event was it that had a really good fight at the end of it? Mine.
Domino's.
You got to keep me. Yeah, it was Domino's event, sponsored by Domino's. I think that she's ultra aware of things, but she is still trying to be a better person. So I think she's trying to find her footing. I've got hope for her still. Obviously, she's still in there somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. From Kelly Higgins, do you think Oliver signed off on Garcelle sharing? And if not, how much is fair for the moms on Housewives to be sharing about their kids' addiction stories without their input?
I would imagine they probably, I think she ran it by Oliver.
I would imagine she ran it by him. Yeah. Look, if there is no conversations about it, then no, they shouldn't be airing these people's business that are going through addiction. That's their own story to tell. I would imagine in both scenarios, Robert Jr. with Mary Cosby, and in this scenario as well, they had a discussion, because again, for a lot of people in recovery, when you have success stories, when you have these inspiring stories, you want to share, because you know, a big part of recovery is helping other people in recovery. So I think that for Oliver, this is a perfect way to do it, because he's not the one telling it. It's from the perspective of his mom, which is going to hit really hard. And then you get to just watch him with his son in this really nice moment with his family. So
yeah,
if they weren't discussing it, you're correct. That's inappropriate for them to air out this kind of laundry on TV. But I would imagine these mothers took the time to have the conversation before it was aired, because it could be really detrimental to somebody going through it, especially like a Robert Jr. who's early in sobriety. That could really throw him off. So I would imagine that they talked about it. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. Michelle Martinez Logsden. Do we think Dorit will start spilling Kyle's manipulations that she alluded to, like inviting Camille to do her dirty work? Oh, we've got to talk about the Camille thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she could in a very Dorit way, where it's very indirect, but somebody else will decipher the code and say, oh yeah, Kyle's been doing that. It could be an Erika, who's been around for a while, who's been around Kyle for a while, on her good side, has seen it in the past. I don't think it's going to be somebody like Sutton, because she's not eloquent enough. Garcelle, I could see also doing that, but she's not going to have a conversation with Dorit. So it would really have to be Erika, or Bose is going to put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, does she do that a lot? And then we're going to get a lot more from that.
Yeah, I could see, honestly, this would be a prime Garcelle moment. But
she just won't talk to Dorit, so it's just not.
No, I know that, but I do think that she would call out Kyle for doing things like that. I think that's where Garcelle really shines, is she will step up in those moments and just be like, boom, you're doing this, why are you doing that? And I like that. That's like when she's my favorite, and like she's been our favorite for a while in the previous season. So like, if she can get back to that or do that, that would be awesome. I could see her doing that. I think Dorit will. This Dorit, I do see her weaponizing to try to get the upper hand on Kyle. You know what? Fuck it. Do it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, why not?
Candy Fardo. How long do you think that Bose will be in Dorit's corner? That's a great question, actually.
I don't know. I don't see her turning on her now. I'll give it another season. I'm assuming Bose has done enough so far to come back. So they don't want to like revolving door of Housewives. So I imagine she'll come back again. I could see it happening next season, but not this season.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it next season. I think that she's doing it the right way. She's being patient, and she's not getting too comfortable too quickly. She's just kind of watching the inner workings. She's definitely taking notes. I think that she'll step in when she needs to. I don't know if it'll be because she's like not in Dorit's corner. I could actually see Bo stepping up for Dorit this season. I could see that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And last one from our boy Billy Big Deals. Are you guys ready to tell us the official new name of the podcast? Yeah, it's Brosy Big Deals and Shows. Yeah, it's Bros and Shows, Billy. It's Bros and Shows. We're doing that, and we are going to coincide that with Traders, because it makes sense. It's a show off Bravo. We're going to do Traders. We're going to be Bros and Shows, but we'll still always be the Bravo Bros as well. There's no way we don't reference that like way too often, probably.
Yeah, way too often.
And I do still want to do this. I don't even think I've mentioned this to you, and I'm dead serious because I already have a tattoo on my ass cheek anyway. I want to get one or the other. I want to get Brav or Bros on a cheek, and I want you to get the other one on a cheek.
Yeah, I think that works.
Could you do that? Would you do that?
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Yes. Yeah, you get to pick if you want to be Brav or Bros. I'll do whichever one. And you can pick your cheek. Oh shit.
Pick my cheek.
I always forget which cheek I have my tattoo on. And then I forget I have it. Yeah, that's probably not in my I'm out. It was over the pants. I was just trying to remember. No, I was just trying to remember. I think it's the left, but I do surprise myself because I get out of the shower and I think there's dirt. I'm like, oh wait, no, it's another tattoo on my butt. So yeah, I want to do that. I think that's something that needs to happen. I'll get you really drunk first. I won't obviously be drunk, but I'll get you drunk and we can get tattoos. We can just, you know what? I got it. This is what we'll do. If the birds keep doing what they're doing, we'll go and have an old school Glory. Go to Glory and watch a game, then we'll walk across the street to Old City Tattoo and get it done.
Yeah, that could work out.
I'm just gonna pump you full of those shitty high alcohol beers that you drink because you think they look cool, and then we'll go get a tattoo. Mickey's gonna drive us. Thanks, Mickey. Appreciate you. We can walk, it's across the street, but you can come watch.
There we go.
But yeah. Anyway, thank you to all of our members that joined us this evening. I really enjoyed this setup. That makes it interesting to see y'all's commentary during it. But again, if you are not a member, make sure that you sign up for Brav Bros members so you can join in our next live stream next week. Our link is in the bio in our Instagram, or you can click on the link at the bottom of this episode description. And the last thing I got to say is I've gotten so much better at plugs and stuff like that, and you haven't given me any fucking credit, and I think that's really rude.
I don't want you to think about it.
Oh, you were thoughtfully not telling me. Okay, thanks, dude.
I stopped doing that a while ago, and you've been great.
Thanks, bro. Yeah. Thanks. I'm gonna fuck it up now that I just.
I know, because you did it. That's not my fault.
Yeah. Oh,
weaponizing thoughts.
You're weaponizing my thoughts. Brav Bros are out of here.
Later.
That's a good point. Whichever cheek is free should determine who gets Brav and who gets Bros.
Point.
Well, because we need to be able to stand next to each other and say it.
What?
So I guess, yeah. So if our butts are out,
touching cheeks.
Yeah, we're good. We don't have to touch cheeks, but we close.
We could.
I don't care. I'm comfortable. So it would have to be Brav on the right, somebody's right cheek, and then Bros needs to be on the left cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah.
Thanks, Candy. Appreciate you. I got to end the stream. All right, guys. We love you to pieces. Brav Bros are out of here. Bye.